Hello and welcome to the short Vort on Parshas Devorim. We're in the 9 days now, in the period of sadness. We connect to the words Eicha from the Megillah, and we have the words Eicha in Perek Aleph, Pasuk Yudalad. Eicha es halavadi. Moshe Rabbeinu says, "How can I alone bear the burden of your people?" The Gemara in Ksubos, and this is adapted from Lev Eliyahu, 1876 to 1970 in his Lev Eliyahu. It's longer than usual, but I think it's well worth staying to the end. The Gemara in Kesubos Daf Samach Vav Amud Beis, there it talks about R Yochanan ben Zakai, that he was with his students and he came across a woman collecting barley seeds out of the dung of the animals of Arabs. Turned out that she was the daughter of the billionaire of his time, one of the richest people in Israel, Nakdiman ben Gurion. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakai reacted. First he cried, and then he said, Ashreichem Yisrael, fortunate are you, Israel, that when you're doing the right thing, Hashem does not let anyone rule over you. And when you're not doing the right thing, you are given over to not only the lowest nations, but the animals of the lowest nations. Now, this sounds kind of strange. Not that he cried, and not that he said, Ashreichem Yisrael, when things are good, Hashem elevates you to such heights. But how is it Ashreichem Yisrael when we are given over to the lowest of the low? To understand this, we have to go to the Gemara in Brachos and Daf Zayin Amud Beis. There it talks about Tehillim, Psalms, chapter 3, which is Mizmor LeDavid B'Vorcho Mepnei Avshalom, a psalm to David when he fled from his son Avshalom. And everyone asked, why is it a Mizmor, something happy, something positive? It should have been Kina LeDavid, a lament for David when his son went against him. So we'll answer this with the first mashal, is that when a person has an obligation and he owes someone money, as long as the debt's outstanding, he's sad. Once he pays it off, this person becomes happy. So too with David HaMelech. Hashem said to him in Shmuel Beis, chapter 12, I will raise evil against you from your household. At first, David HaMelech was sad because he thought this would be paid through someone who is an Eved or a Mamzer, a servant or a bastard, someone who would not have mercy on him. But when he heard that it was going to be from Avshalom, his son, so then he rejoiced. But this answer doesn't fit when you inspect it, because Avshalom wanted to kill his father, who's conspiring to kill David HaMelech. So there was no mercy. Again, so why isn't it Kina LeDavid? Why is it Mizmor LeDavid? So to answer this, we have to go to an answer from Rav Yonasan Eibshitz, 1694 to 1764. And he too gives a parable. When a son is being hit by his father, for he did something minor, improper thing, he sees his father's face, his father is there, and his father tells him, you're being punished, I'm hitting you because you did this and this, don't do that again. However, when the son does something much worse, so bad that the father's not even there to look him in the eye, and he just hits him, and he gets the pain, and he doesn't have the relief of seeing his father there, that is so much worse. Most of the time, when Hashem punishes people, he does it b'derech hateva. It's not noticeable that it's from Hashem. Oh, something bad happened. Oh, that was an accident. It was a coincidence. It has nothing to do with my sin. But that's the way it's normally done. Rabbi Yonasan Eibshitz says we can answer the Gemara that since Hashem told David HaMelech that this evil will come to you, you'll be sad. So David HaMelech first saw that as being derech hateva, that someone who's not family wants to kill the king, and he thought maybe Hashem is ignoring me, and I'm not in his mechitza. I'm no longer in Hashem's presence. But when he found out that something so abnormal, that Avshalom, his son, was rebelling against his own father, He knew this could only come from Hashem, and that Hashem was still giving him Hashgacha Pratis. He was still in the Mechitza of Hashem. This too we can explain now by going back and answering about Rav Yochanan ben Zakai. Rav Yochanan ben Zakai, he cried out. He cried first, and then he said, Ashreichem Yisrael, because when he saw that things were so unusual, that the wealthiest, the daughter of the wealthiest person was now picking out barley from the dung of the lowest of the low, from the animals that belonged to Arabs. Then it was clear that Hashem's hashgacha was still with us. And Hashem has not abandoned us even when we sinned. So that's a lesson for us to take. We are so fortunate that even 2,000 years later, nearly 2,000 years later, we do things wrong, but Hashem is not abandoning us. If He didn't abandon us then, He's not abandoning us now. So thank you for listening, where we not have to complete the fast this Sunday, and we may have the Gula Shalema. Thank you for listening. Like, share, and subscribe.